we are about to go to visit Ford, right? So I will leave everybody from that page. Anybody has read a book called Moments by Dan and Chip? Anyone? Okay. The reason I'm referring this book to you is because that book talks about, how do you remember events, right? How do you remember? So you remember events based on three things. One is, it's called PPT. It's peak, pit, and transitions, right? Now why I'm telling you this, because before me, there were 3-4 presenters and they did so excellent job that if I have to, give you something out of Scality to remember, either I have to be better than them or worse, something like that. So that's the idea. Taking a cue from Sunil Kumar's presentation, right? He asked last question, were you convinced or confused? I'm convinced. And why I'm convinced is because he said his solution is only usable after 100 terabytes. I'm relieved. Because the solution which I'm presenting does not scale beyond, it scales beyond 100 terabytes, but mostly we are targeting customers for around 50 to 100 terabytes, right? So I'm convinced that Hexagrade is not my competition when I'm working with you, right? So let's work together. Perfect, good. Okay, so let's start the presentation. We are visiting Ford, right? Everybody is looking forward to visit the Ford? Right? So, why somebody build Ford? Defense offense. Defense, right? So, I was at my kickoff last week, and Asiago actually comes from a security background, right? And he made certain comments. Everybody knows about it, but I'm not from security background, but it kind of linked. They said, every CIO actually, he should think this way. Whether he is going to get attacked or when he will go to get attacked. What should be your choice? In current world, it's not whether he is going to get attacked. He will get attacked. It's when he will get attacked, right? So how do you avoid that? How do you avoid that? You create better defense mechanism, right? So you keep on improving all the time, okay, so that the attack is delayed, okay? And in the due course, you will find new solutions try to help you to delay that attack. That's the idea. So part of my presentation is, trying to relate what your teams have been doing in the past and how you can offer a new solution to your customers so that you can delay that attack, right? So, I don't know whether you remember Sunil's presentation. We did something which is very interesting. Two numbers I remembered. Again, I'm going back to Moments. He said he has 8,000 customers in India, right? And he's acquiring 220 customers per quarter, right? And pardon? Net new logos, right? So imagine, I'm a very small company. Scality is a very small company in India. We want to work with you. If all of you are giving them 220 new customers per quarter, I can always expect that you guys can work with me for 10 opportunities per quarter. That's fine, right? So that's the market which we are targeting along with me, right? This is the worldwide data. Whatever 450,000 prospects and stuff like that. I manage India. So 8,000 customers, 220 new logos per quarter. That means by end of 2025, probably we'll have 9,000 prospects to go to. So I'm looking forward for your help, and that's the market we are looking at. So just to tell you about Scality, it's been a 15-year-old company. We've been there in Gartner's quadrant for a long time. The number of customers are not that big compared to what Sunil is doing in India, but we are sizable. I'm going to pitch you Artisca here. We've got two products. One is Ring, which is for many other use cases other than backups. But Artisca is the product which we actually position only for backups and only with Veeam. That's the idea. Most of your teams, I'm addressing this question to my partners. Most of your team members are actually selling some kind of storage along with Veeam Backup. all the time. Alright? At least that's the limited knowledge which I have after spending 35 years in storage industry. That every backup software sale has got some component of storage. Right? And most of the times your teams are actually selling either a server on a Linux, hardware Linux, or they are pushing a SAN on Linux. Right? Technology is evolved. We have worked with Veeam so closely, with Veeam V12, you can actually configure a direct object storage, okay, connected to Veeam media storage straight away. Right? So you can push your backups directly onto the scaling. That's our test now. Right? Many a times I get a feedback from many partners, and especially the people who are citing that with respect to the Linux repository, your solution can be expensive. And here on stage I'm telling you it's not expensive. It's marginally expensive. Right? It's not 2 times or 3 times. If you are configuring a 50 terabyte solution for your customers on a Linux or a standard NAS or SAN, okay, if you configure Artesca in there, it's probably 10% expensive, and that 10% cost is apportioned over 5 years. So it's 2% per year. So if your solution is going to cost you say 20 lakhs, you're talking about 2 lakhs which is apportioned over 5 years. Right? So 20 to 30,000 bucks. And you are getting much better features with respect to a standard storage solution versus what Artesca can do. Right? Features are mentioned there. If you want, I can just read out to you. It gives you immutability. It's very economical and efficient, as I said. The features you are going to get that for 10% of the cost are very cheap. Never runs out of capacity. If your team, technical team, you guys can go and talk to a technical team and ask them, how do you upgrade your Linux repository? Okay? How do you add additional capacity? And you'll find they'll tell you that it's a tough task. Right? I have some slides on this presentation later where I can tell you that it's so simple with Artesca that we will save the money you are spending on your technical resources to manage Linux, to manage repositories and stuff like that. Right? So, good advantages. Backup performance. Okay? You can ask your technical team that what kind of performances they are getting on the standard storage solutions. Okay? I can guarantee you. Right? And I've got a colleague, Nadeem, sitting there in pre-sales, probably you can catch him later, and he can guarantee as well that our backups and restores are always faster. Right? Nadeem, I'm claiming this on the stage, on your behalf.
Catch hold.
Okay? And the last one but not least, okay, high data availability. We use erasure coding, right? RAID 6 is an old technology, right? RAID technology is old now. We use erasure coding. Erasure coding can give you properly configured 14 lines of data delivery, right? That's actually very high for just a small cost of 10% of your entire solution. Imagine, you work as a value-added reseller to your customer, you are the consultant to your customer, and when you take this solution to him, you probably can, get better, more confidence from your customers when you are bringing such features, right? Just think about it. So what is Artesca? It actually has a standard server which your team is anyways giving to your customer. Standard server. There is no change, right? The only difference is your team is configuring Linux there. Instead of Linux, you configure Scality. Okay? A very simple solution. You've got an object lock, which is part and parcel of S3, right? You can enable immutability because of that. It can scale. It can start with 50 terabytes, though we can take orders of 20, 30 terabytes as well. So don't be shy, bring those questions to us. But it can scale up to 8.5 petabytes, right? It's a large scale. Now imagine when you are scaling from 50 to 100 to 200, and if you can scale that with a click of a button, your customers are going to like it, right? Flexible deployment option, it works on a virtual environment as well as a bare metal server. All user friendly. There's a GUI available to configure, to look at the statistics and stuff like that. So very friendly. Yeah. So these are basically features of Artesca which we are promoting in the market. Yes, from this year onwards it allows replication. But we generally rely on your software to do replication when it's a backup case. But if it's any other case, you can do asynchronous replication. I just do this. So this is how it looks, right? Very, very simple to implement, okay? Artista plans with Veeam can be implemented in 2 hours time flat, right? You can charge whatever services you think your customer is going to give you. But yeah, it's very, very simple to integrate with Veeam and its backup infrastructure. Little difficult slide to present in Veeam event, but we are certified with other backup vendors also, but we work very, very closely with Veeam. So what's so different about Veeam, right? And again, I'm telling you with real genuine intent that we have been working with Veeam development team, and we actually have lots of advantages with Veeam because it's a joint engineering effort which we have. Some of them are on the screen for you. One is Veeam Assistant. So basically, with Veeam GUI, you can actually configure everything, all the backup repository for you. Direct to object, right? Today, V12 can directly write into S3-based object storage from Scality Artista. Then again, you can get all the statistics about your backup storage on Veeam with this API integration from our side. Okay, so everything is secure. Whatever we talked about in terms of standard backup, Microsoft 365, Castle, everything is supported on Artista. You can configure it to same way basically. We can work on a bare metal server as well as a VM appliance. Okay, both the options are available for you to use in the market. Obviously, when it's a VM-based storage repository, the performance is a little slower, as you can understand. But we work on both options. This is how simple it looks like. You can scale by adding just a disk into your existing server. That's the scale up. Or you can scale by adding additional servers. So you can start with very small installation of 50 terabytes, and you can increase. The best idea about this implementation is your post-sales team does not have to plan anything, right? You first recover your data, take the Linux server down, upgrade it, and then reinstall it. Nothing like that. You just add this or add server, click a button, it just expands, right? As simple as that. So, as every other organization, we have seen this slide multiple times. So, all the support which is required from your team is available with Scality, right? Trainings, white papers, case studies, configuration guides. Everything is available on our portal. Once you sign up, you get access, and your team can play with it. We also have demo software available for your team if they want to try this at your time, and you can quickly visit the forum. Thank you.